Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're taking a deep dive into Vietnam's really unprecedented anti-corruption fight. You'll know it as the Blazing Furnace Campaign. We got some incredible sources detailing this, well, aggressive crackdown. And our mission really is to explore some of the most, frankly, shocking cases, try to understand the huge damage they've caused, and maybe figure out what this relentless campaign means for Vietnam's future. So this campaign, Ut Lo, the Blazing Furnace, it kicked off back in 2016 under General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong. And the name itself, it really tells you something, doesn't it? This no restriction area and no exception approach. What really stands out is just how uncompromising it feels.
Absolutely. And what's truly fascinating, I think, is the sheer scale of it all and the language used.
Yeah.
If your sources call it an internal war against the dangerous domestic enemy.
Right.
I mean, that's led to punishment for over 168,000 party members.
Wow.
Yeah, and just to give you a sense of who that includes, 33 current or former Central Committee members, these are pot figures, plus 50 high-ranking military officers. So this isn't just, window dressing. It feels like a profound effort to shore up the Communist Party's authority.
Right. Now, there's one case that just blows the scale wide open. The Von Teen Phat financial scandal. We're talking literally the biggest economic scandal in Vietnam's history. It centers on this billionaire, Truong Milan. She apparently illegally got control of, 80–90% of Saigon Commercial Joint Stock Bank, SCB.
That's right, through a whole network of relatives.
What part of the mechanics of that fraud really struck you?
Well, it's how systematic it was. Just incredible. From 2012 to 2022, so a whole decade, Lon basically built this huge web of deceit. We're talking around 2,500 fake loan documents.
2,500.
Yeah, and those loans made up something like 93% of the bank's total credit. Just think about that.
Unbelievable.
And the bribery. Oh, it gets better. One official reportedly got $5.2 million in cash.
How?
Delivered in styrofoam boxes.
Oh, you're kidding. Styrofoam boxes.
It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it?
It really does. And the financial damage, it's just staggering. You said estimated $27 billion in damages. With the total fraudulent loans hitting $44 billion. That's, what is that, like 10.7% of Vietnam's whole GDP in 2022.
Exactly. A massive chunk of the national economy.
But it's not just the money, is it? There's a human cost here, too.
Oh, absolutely profound. Your sources mentioned 36,000 victims, people who lost their life savings. And there are reports of, terrible mental health consequences, breakdowns. Just awful. And then the sentence for Truong's Mulan death, that's almost unheard of for this kind of financial crime, especially for a private business person.
Wow.
It really underlines how seriously Vietnam is treating this level of, economic sabotage.
Okay, so connecting this broader picture, how did the COVID-19 pandemic sort of shine a light on other vulnerabilities, things the Blazing Furnace then had to tackle?
Yeah, the pandemic really acted like an X-ray, didn't it? It exposed some deep-seated problems. You had the Vieta test kit scandal, this company selling COVID tests at a huge markup, like 45%.
And bribing officials.
With over $35 million, reportedly. And at the same time, you had the repatriation flight scandal. Officials taking bribes around $7.4 million from their own citizens who were just desperate to get home during the lockdowns.
Taking advantage of people at their most vulnerable.
Exactly. These weren't just financial crimes. They felt like real betrayals of public trust during a crisis.
And the political fallout from those scandals was pretty huge too, right?
Oh, unprecedented. These cases directly led to the president resigning and 2 deputy prime ministers as well.
Really? Top level.
Top level. It sent a very clear signal, I think, that the party was willing to hold even its absolute highest ranks accountable. The furnace really does spare no one, it seems.
So let's try and bring this all together. What are the biggest long-term impacts you see this campaign having on Vietnam, going beyond just the, the dollar figures?
Well, it definitely casts a long shadow. There's the direct financial hit, obviously, but corruption also makes Vietnam less attractive for foreign investment, and it puts this extra burden on domestic businesses, these unofficial fees they often have to pay. It stifles growth. But here's the interesting paradox. While Ut Lo has had these big wins, it's also apparently causing a kind of bureaucratic paralysis.
How so?
Officials are reportedly becoming scared of being investigated, so they're reluctant to make decisions, approve projects, which ironically slows down the economy in certain key areas. It makes you wonder, right? Where's that sweet spot between cracking down and keeping things moving?
That's a really crucial point. But your sources also point to some real progress in one area, asset recovery. It seems like they're getting much better at clawing back the money. Over $1.3 billion recovered recently from major cases.
Yes, and a lot of that is down to something called voluntary restitution.
What does that mean?
Yes.
Exactly.
It often means the individuals involved return the illicit money, sometimes hoping for maybe a lighter sentence or just more favorable treatment.
I see.
It's a pragmatic way to actually get public funds back, not just punish people. So it shows a bit of a shift towards, let's say, remediation alongside deterrence. And importantly, there's new leadership pushing for what look like significant institutional reforms, too, trying to streamline things and build better long-term safeguards.
So the big challenge going forward, as your sources suggest, seems to be moving from this very intense campaign-style crackdown to something more sustainable, like an institutionalized system of good governance. Strengthening laws, making things more transparent, building independent oversight.
That's exactly it. The challenge is embedding these changes deep within the system, so it's not just reliant on the heat of the furnace, so to speak.
So, thinking about all this, what really stands out to you about how a country like Vietnam tries to manage this explosive economic growth while fighting such, well, deep-rooted corruption? And maybe the bigger question is, can a campaign like the Blazing Furnace truly purge the system in the long run? Or does it just reveal a threat that's maybe deeper and harder to root out entirely? Something for you to mull over until our next deep dive.